Hey everyone, Josh here with Data Driven Strength. I just wanted to take a few minutes to show you around our individualized programming product. So I'm going to frame this video around the diagram shown here on our website. So from a high level, basically what we've done is we've created a library of 500 different training cycles with all the different possible configurations and combinations of the training variables that we think are the most important to individualize over time. And we've created a system to help you hone in on the best configurations and combinations of these training variables for yourself, ultimately leading to reliable, repeatable progress in the gym. So the first step is to match you with one of our training cycles. That'll be done through an initial individualization quiz, which I'll show you here in a little bit. Then you'll run the training cycle, and after the training cycle, we've given you the data analysis tools to objectively assess your progress and recovery, and you'll use this objective information, layer on your own subjective feedback, and you will complete in a post-cycle individualization quiz. Once we receive that post-cycle individualization quiz, on our end, we'll make a call as to what training variables need adjusted, and we'll get you set up with a new training cycle. So the idea here is to create a cyclical process that improves over time. So as you collect more training data, the individualization only gets better and better. So really, we've created a system that will, again, help you hone in on the best configuration and combination of training variables for you. So as promised, I want to briefly show you around the initial individualization quiz. So I jumped forward here a little bit, but it'll ask you things like how long you've been training, whether you have time constraints, your training goals. But here's an example question. So it asks you what workload seems to work best for your deadlift. If you're not sure, that's totally fine. We'll get you a good starting point, and again, through our system, we'll help you hone in on this over time. But if you have some prior input, you can say, okay, maybe for example, I do best with a low number of sets on deadlifts, so I'm going to select low here. Another example is this next question. Just kind of asks which top set is most appropriate for your squat. Again, if you're not sure, that's totally fine. We'll help you figure it out over time. But you can put some prior input into this initial individualization quiz to better inform the starting point. Now, after that, you submit the initial individualization quiz. We will get you set up with your first training cycle. Fast forward 12 weeks, and you've completed your training cycle, and your data analysis tab or your training analysis tab here in your training cycle may look something like this. So in this case, we see that squat and bench progressed really well. So we've created a system based on how strong you are and what rate of gains are kind of appropriate. We give you some information here as to how things are trending. So squat, we saw a really, really good increase. Bench, we saw a pretty dang good increase as well. And deadlift was kind of flat. Okay, so we saw a 0.18% performance increase, but that's in the red. That's not really something that's desirable. We also help you out with some recovery stuff based on questions you answer throughout the first 12 weeks, throughout the 12 weeks of the training cycle. And you'll use this information, again, as well as your own subjective input when you take the post-cycle individualization quiz, which will be linked for you down here upon completion of the training cycle. So again, I fast forwarded here a little bit in the post-cycle individualization quiz to show you some example questions. So the first one here is, did your deadlifting muscles feel recovered throughout the training cycle? And it says to use the training analysis tab as a guide. So we can look over here and we can see that, generally speaking, I was pretty over-recovered for my deadlift. So I didn't feel beat up, but I felt over-recovered and I didn't make much progress. So, that'll help us to inform what changes to make. So maybe in this case, you agree with what it says on the end of cycle analysis, and you say, yes, I felt over-recovered. Another example question is, did you feel confident while squatting heavy loads? So again, this is a question that will help us inform the further individualization of your training. Okay, guys, I hope this gave you a pretty good overview of what this product is, what it consists of, and how it can really help you make better progress in the gym. If you have any questions, there is a form at the bottom of the page on our website, or you can drop it in the YouTube comments. Thanks so much for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in there.